Welcome to the most impactful countdown in country music, and we are talking hits with the future star. His name is Michael David, the MD, the music doctor. Michael, welcome. How you doing, my friend?
Good afternoon.
I guess about a month ago, I was in Nashville, Tennessee. My producer came up to me and he said, hey, there's somebody I want you to meet. And so I met your manager and I start listening to your music. And I'm like, who is this guy? You're telling me he doesn't have a record label, and you're telling me he doesn't live in Nashville, and you're telling me that he sings and he produces and he plays the instruments on his own. And so I just fell in love with your music. So I wanted to introduce you to the entire world. Let's go back to the beginning with you. When did your love and passion for music really start?
At a really young age. I was probably like 5 years old. My mom and dad, they were really big music lovers, and they grew up, in the 70s. I'm the youngest of three. They say we were all accidents, but we know who the real accident was. So, I started singing at a young age, and I just fell in love with it. My dad was a singer. He was a tenor in high school.
Wow.
And my mom, she was a big Elvis fan, and Bread, she loved Bread, Jim Croce, like a lot of the artists that I find myself liking now. And my mother's father, he played piano. He used to sing all the time and play, and he played guitar as well. And that made me fall in love with guitar. And then when I was 11, I actually started picking it up. By the age of 14, I started singing, and I was kind of at a point where I was like, man, I love being a lead guitar player. I want to do that because I always wanted to be a shredder. But then I was like, man, I really want to be a singer. I started falling in love with songwriting and started, concentrating on harmonies and vocal production and listening, to different references like the Bee Gees, Michael Jackson, Sam Cooke, all across the board. I love all music.
When you were little or growing up and had this passion for music, do you remember maybe your mom saying to you, yeah, you better do something with this music? Did she ever say anything to you like that? Did she recognize your musical gift?
Every day. I'd be like, Mom, my fingers are bleeding. She'd be like, just one more. Just one more.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
There's an idea for a song too. Just one more.
Just one more.
Just one more.
Baby, just one more.
Dude, you gotta write it.
I'm asking from you, baby, just one more. Got me crying on the floor.
Give me just one more. Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
See, just one more. When you were told your song was going to be featured on the Country Top 40 Launchpad, just what sort of first was going through your mind?
It was kind of a surreal feeling. It's more of like I was just in a tunnel vision of staying focused on what I need to do. And I was excited, but, I was kind of like a little kid on Christmas. I was excited, but I was like, okay, I need to just hold this in. I just need to wait until we open the present. It's an honor to be a part of this. And I'm just glad that you like the music. I'm glad, that everybody likes the music all across the board. And it's playing on the radio every day down here. And people are calling me, telling me, I heard your song in the barbershop, or I heard it in the salon.
I'll tell you what, man, there's nothing like that love from your hometown. What is the reaction like? They're hearing your song on the radio right now locally. They're about to find out your song, was played on the Country Top 40. What sort of reactions do you get from people when they just see you, walking around the neighborhood?
For the people that I have told about it, they're really excited. It's a conversation that's not well known around these parts. It's not exactly a music town around here. So it's like when you say, hey, my song is going to be on the radio, they're like, okay, all right. And then they're like, okay, his song was on the radio. Like, wow.
Let's talk about the song that we're going to feature on the CT40 Launchpad. Tell me the story behind Smoke on My Mind.
You ever had a dream to where you were dying in the dream? You might have been under immense pressure in your reality, but then you have a nightmare. And I woke up from a nightmare. I woke up and grabbed my guitar and started writing this song. When I wrote that song, Smoke on My Mind, I was in a very stressful, low spot to where I felt like everything was just piling up on me. And I think everybody can really relate to that in their life. Every day, it was hard to get out of bed, and I was fighting this depression. I relied on just the idea of smoke on my mind. Just, some people would say I got smoke on my mind, like I've got a motivating feeling, like I'm going to go work out really hard. Like soldiers, they get smoked out by a drill sergeant. In some cases, people rely on cannabis to kind of create a balance in your life.
Which is a very popular theme in country music. The chief, Eric Church, drink a little drink, smoke a little smoke.
Right.
You're right.
I made a lot of mistakes, but I fought through it. I'm here today. I think everybody has a point in their life where they have to choose whether they want to sink or swim. for people to ignore that conversation and say they've never been at that point, I don't think they're being completely honest, because I think everybody reaches a point in their life to where they don't want to be here anymore. And I was at a point to where I had every reason. I might not have wanted to be here. I had so many more reasons when I looked at the positive side of things why I should be here. And I think that it sends a message to people that, you know, are going through that pain. That's the kind of fans that I want to reach. That's the kind of people that I wanted to reach. And I think it's a very upbeat, kind of vibrant song that, you know, will reach the heart and the soul in everyone.
Whenever you mention your mom and how your mom would say, hey, just one more. There's something there, just one more.
She believed in me a lot more than I believed in myself. And I think that's what's put me to this point today is that you got to be completely vulnerable. You got to be willing to put yourself forward and just not worry about what everybody else thinks and trust in what you know.
You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. I mean, as you know, your soul has been pulling you to music. This is what you're supposed to do, and you're supposed to share it with the world. So world, get ready for the MD. He's the music doctor. He's Michael David, and he is the future of country music.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, man.